in the Pingree end.
Good butterfly, good save.
Well, we talked about Lackey. Also missing is the third member of that top line. Nick Branchina had a death in the family over the Christmas holiday, and the funeral was today. Not known if he'll be here in time or at all for the game tonight. So that top line for Pingree, only one of the three right now. And here's an early goal scoring from the slot. Donnie Schauger, the junior, with his second of the year. And Morristown Beard takes an early 1-0 lead 46 seconds into the contest.
That's exactly what the Crimson wanted to do. They wanted to jump in on that, take advantage of Pingree, especially with the backup goalie in net. You see the play develop into the corner right there, and just a beautiful wrist shot gets past Steiner. Solid goal, 1-0 Crimson.
With Schauger right out in front with a great shot inside the post. At the 46-second mark of the first period. Morristown Beard keeping up the pressure.
And that's going to be the key to their success this game, especially with the depletion.
This one that got through was deflected, and Steiner maybe got a piece of it. At the point, Kirk had his shot go off a shin pad, and the rebound by Cuomo never got through as well.
Now Steiner came into the last game with Pingree leading 2-0. And unfortunately, Steiner had to come in there once Creelman suffered the concussion. He led up all three goals. Whether or not that was the case because he was not properly warmed up remains to be seen. But he looks a little shaky here in the opening minute and a half, 2 minutes.
Steiner covers up here, giving up that early goal. Again, it was Schauger, his second of the year. The assists go to Matt Santucci and John Olchese. 1-0 Morristown Beard with 4 shots in the early going. Face off to the left of Steiner. Beatty will take it for Pingree against Osowski. Osowski redirected that one wide of the net. Morristown Beard relentless here in the early going. Centering pass was deflected away. Shot deflected off the stick of Callahan to the safety netting. Or actually, no safety netting at that end. Goes over the glass, and face-off will be to the left of Steiner.
Take a look at the shot there. He just winged it right out of the right off the ice surface, right to the concrete in the back of the arena.
Steiner tested again. DePaulo with another shot. Steiner hangs on. Tom DePaulo's brother Dan had a great career for Morristown Beard, 140 points, including 76 goals.
Now you see the shot there. He plays a good solid butterfly. If Mo Beard Crimson keep shooting the puck low, Steiner should be okay.
Delayed offside here as Beatty beat the puck into the offensive zone and back the other way. Here comes DePaulo on the off wing. Still in control. Tries to center one in front and scores. It deflected back to DePaulo, and he banged it home. And the Crimson have a 2-0 lead in the early going.
Just a great heads-up play there by Tom DePaulo. Nice. You see DePaulo come in here. He gets the puck back, shoots it off. It comes back to him. It was almost like he was either going to pass or deflect, and he knew one way or another it was going to be a good play. It just came right back to him. Boom, another goal.
DePaulo will get his 4th of the year unassisted at 2:36. Morristown Beard with 6 shots to have found the net. Here's an attempt for Pingree. Jack Walmuth, a sophomore, one of 2 brothers on the team, had that deflect over the net. Kyle Walker closes from the left point. Traffic in front, hit the outside of the net, and able to cover up his Durso. Great shot from the point.
Someone brought the smelling salts to the Pingree Big Blue bench right there. They just came firing right back. Take a look at that shot right there. Had a wide open opportunity. Durso was just able to squeeze in there, get it off the side of the net, and cover it up.
And it was Jack Walmuth at the side of the net who could not send it home. Best effort thus far from the Big Blue of Pingree, who trailed 2-0 3 minutes in. Beatty will take the face-off to the right of Durso. And one backhand to the short side. Nobody knows where it is. And it stayed out of the net as Durso had it under the pad. And it remains 2-0 Morristown Beard.
As a former goalie, I'll tell you, if you don't know where the puck is, just drop your body. And that's exactly what Durso right there, and saved the Crimson from cutting this lead to 2-1.
Pingree wins the draw. No shooting angle for Walker. He flips it behind the net. Morristown Beard looking to clear. Through the neutral zone, unable to control was Olchese. Morristown Beard in white leading it 2-0. 2 goals in the first 2:36.
Now that defensive pairing that's out there right now for the Crimson of Tyler Gilsonen and Kevin Brennan, they anchor the blue line and they are tough.
Gilsonen is a senior. Brennan is a senior as well along that back line. And here they are working in tandem. Gilsonen 14, Brennan 16. Crimson will try and regroup here. DePaulo along that right wing board, slides it deep. Osowski trying to set up behind the net. Centering pass was deflected through the slot. Nobody there in white. So Beatty starts the other way. 1-on-2 for Pingree. Swings wide. Centering pass goes off a skate, and Durso was not sure where the puck was momentarily.
Beatty gets the puck, and the whole feel of the game just changes. I mean, 3 strides, and he was full speed ahead. That guy is something to watch.
Nice stick check from behind on Osowski. He couldn't pull the trigger. Rogers back the other way, shoots it wide to the left of Durso. And Colin, you're right. Pingree is all of a sudden come alive here a little bit, giving up the 2 early goals.
Well, they realize they've got their backup goaltender in net. They need to give him as much support as possible. Start making plays, start making passes, spread the players out. And of course, you've got Beatty. When he's out on the ice, take full advantage.
Pingree trying to get out of its own end right now. Able to slide the puck into the neutral zone. In control, Josh Chappelle finding Callahan. Callahan with a cross slot pass, and a big shot by Meisenbacher is saved by Steiner.
Here's another player to watch, 26, Vincent Lima for the Big Blue. He's a freshman, but he was put on the top line for a reason.
And that's one thing we should point out fairly early, that these 2 teams are very young.
Yes.
Playing a lot of freshmen and sophomores.
Both teams graduated a lot of top flight seniors this past June.
Pingree was 19-3-1 a year ago. As I mentioned, Morristown Beard was 18-6-2 last season. Long outlet pass looking for Beatty, got knocked down. Cross ice, nicely done for Hugan, but he could not control. Back the other way, Gilsonen leading the rush, fires one wide to the stick side. Brennan will keep it at the left point. Gilsonen, the defenseman, charging up that right wing. Could not hit the net. Here is Beatty. Again, he finds himself 1-on-2. Drop pass. Durso makes the save on Ben Rogers.
The unselfishness of Beatty right there. You see it. He set up a play, drop pass. It was gorgeous. That's why he's got 15 assists on the season.
This time it's Brennan in deep behind the net. Replaced at the point by Schauger. Schauger tried to keep it in, could not. Slips to center ice. And both teams will make a partial change here. Steiner covers up with 8:21 left in the first period. Think your school's the best in the tri-state? Then make yourself heard on Facebook. MSG Varsity on Facebook lets you check out regular updates on games, shows, and what the fans have to say about absolutely everything. MSG Varsity on Facebook. Check it out at facebook.com/MSG Varsity. Morristown Beard in white with a 2-0 lead here in the first period. Delayed call coming up here, and it's against the Crimson. Pingree will get the first power play of the game. Interference call coming up. And it'll go to Greg Kirk, who now has 16 minutes in penalties this season.
He's one of the enforcers on the team. This is an opportunity for the Big Blue to really make something happen. Let's take a look at the penalty right there. Oh, that was quite the elbow.
So Kirk will get 2 for interference at 6:50 of the first period. Pingree School will be on the man advantage. Morristown Beard has been shorthanded 12 times this year, killing off 10 of them, 83%. Shot in front was deflected. Morristown Beard collects the rebound and sends it down the ice. Beatty out on the power play as you would expect. This will be icing against the Big Blue with the man advantage. They are called for icing 30 seconds into the power play.
Not what you want to do in this kind of situation, especially when you want to get some offense going. You want to get Beatty going. You want to get some sort of power play generating down there in the other zone. Icing is not the way to go.
Pingree coach John Magadini said his power play has done pretty well so far this season. And this is a team that is winless in its last 4 with 2 losses and 2 ties and down a pair of goals early in this one.
They've got to get back to their ways when they started off this season 4-0-0.
Here's Beatty. Fires one. Durso closed the 5-hole quickly. Beatty tried to finesse the rebound over the pad. Could not. Comes back to Beatty, and now they're set up. Firing wide from the point is Palazzolo. Steve Palazzolo, senior defenseman. And Morristown Beard clears with 48 seconds left on the power play. Both teams changing on the fly here. No icing on this one. Santucci retreats behind his own net and will send it to the Pingree blue line. Back the other way for Big Blue. Max Gottlieb makes a move at the blue line. And Morristown Beard again able to clear the zone. 20 seconds left on the man advantage. Brennan with lots of time finds some open space and sends it down the ice.
Great veteran move right there. Just play with the puck a little bit and dump it down, trying to kill the rest of this penalty, and he's doing so. There's only 8 seconds left.
Through center ice come the Big Blue, and Durso just hangs on with 1 second left on the man advantage.
One of the most frustrating things for someone in the sin bin.
4 shots on the power play for Pingree, and in fact, after being outshot 6-0, they have 7 of the next 8 in the game, but still trail 2-0. Both teams back to full strength as the penalty expires. Brennan tried to bank one for DePaulo, but he was on the wrong side of the red line, and when the pass did not connect, it becomes icing against the Crimson.
So that brings the Crimson to 11 of 13 on the penalty kill.
Strange thing, Crimson have not connected on the power play.
No,
They're 0 for 12.
Not yet this season.
Looking for their first opportunity with the man advantage tonight, but they're out to a 2-0 lead. Beatty deflected in front, now trying to get the rebound to backhand home, and he was tied up, and Kirk will go right back to the box. Second minor against Greg Kirk. This will be for hooking, and it will be at the 9:12 mark of the first period.
Well, let's take a look at that hook right there. Greg Kirk, he knows what he's up against. It's Matt Beatty. And of course, if you're going to try to stop him, you might want to do it by using the body. Instead, use the stick. Right back into the penalty box he goes.
Here's Beatty. Working behind the net for Pingree is Ben Rogers. Back to the point, Gottlieb. Gets it back from Beatty. Tries to bank it deep. It deflects out in front, and feigning on the shot was Hugan, who had a great opportunity and couldn't tee it up. Morristown Beard able to clear.
Those are the opportunities you look back on and you say, oh man, I had it.
And now a penalty away from the play. Interference against Pingree will wipe out the last 1:30 of the power play.
Almost as frustrating as fanning on the shot. Negates the rest of the power play.
Here it was for Hugan out in front and just couldn't fire, and then collecting to fire on Durso was Palazzolo, and Durso made a quick save.
Durso's looked solid out there. He's got that low butterfly orthodox technique, solid glove hand as well, but a lot of the shots have been on the ice, and you're not going to get past Durso that way.
Mac Hugan, sophomore, to the box. Serving for Neil Steiner. The goalie is called for interference. Served by Hugan. 9:42 the time of the penalty, so we're 4 aside right now for 1:15. A lot of ice out there. Ben Rogers taking it deep for Pingree. Working with Beatty. Back to the point. Gottlieb sends it behind the net where Brennan will collect for Morristown Beard, and peeling off a bit, the Big Blue. 4 aside here for 50 seconds, and then Morristown Beard would have a 30-second power play. Brennan's shot deflected to the glass. Steiner sticks it away from Brennan.
And of course, they want to get the puck immediately to Matt Beatty. Lots of ice, and he's such a powerful skater. This would be right up his alley.
There's a steal at center ice by Palazzolo. 3-on-3, drops to Beatty, and Durso in the breadbasket makes the save and hangs on. Was well set up by Steve Palazzolo, and trailing the play, Matt Beatty.
Well, you take a look at Alex Durso. My goodness, this kid's a total package. He knows how to put his body in the right place. If the puck's underneath him or he doesn't know where it is, he just drops down. He's got a great butterfly technique, as I mentioned before. And you just see him making saves. He's just on top of his game. He's fun to watch.
First team All-Stater last year as a junior. 8 seconds left on the 4-on-4.
And he's got a 1.94 goals against average in his career. Anything less than 2, that's some stellar goaltending.
Morristown Beard to the power play. And now it looked like Pingree left the box too early. Hugan came out of the box too early, so another delayed call against the Big Blue, who have too many men in the ice right now. Net is empty for the Crimson. Steiner made a couple of nice saves on Santucci. Pingree can't get control right now. This one goes all the way down toward the empty net. It'll slide wide. So now Hugan left the box 30 seconds early.
Yeah, it appears that Hugan was looking up there and just assumed, hey, my penalty's up. Here I go. But lo and behold,
so
he
Kirk
was looking at the wrong side.
Kirk came out at the correct time. Hugan also came out, but he still had 30 seconds to go on his on the penalty to Steiner.
He looked at the wrong side of the scoreboard, and lo and behold, that's going to cause your team a penalty right there. Just a little bit of lack of concentration.
Daryl Lesor and Ryan Honig trying to sort this all out right now, and also give a worthy explanation to Pingree head coach John Magadini. Pingree will go to the box. Jack Walmuth will serve the penalty. And Morristown Beard will have a 2-minute power play here, leading 2-0 with 3:17 left in the first period.
An unfortunate bench minor to be served there by Jack Walmuth because of the error by Mac Hugan. Hugan's got a goal and an assist on the season too. So you know he's a good playmaker. Just got a little confused there with the scoreboard. Then again, to his defense, you know, he was serving a penalty for the goaltender.
So the power play will be just your run-of-the-mill 2 minute and 16 seconds.
Oh yeah, one of those. Those happen frequently.
Which is actually, from our account, a bit of a break for Pingree. It could have been closer to 2.5 minutes.
This is true. Yes.
Because we clearly could see that Kirk came out first, and he was trailed by a couple of seconds by Hugan.
But not 14.
And the 2 penalties were 30 seconds apart when they originally called. Still trying to sort this all out. Now, Walmuth is leaving the box, and Hugan is going back in.
So he has to serve his own penalty for the bench minor.
2-0 Morristown Beard, and a bit of an extended power play for the Crimson, who are now 0 for 13 on the season.
The mysterious 13 seconds disappearing from when Hugon went out there. Now it's a 2-minute and 16-second power play. You don't see those every day, and that's what makes high school hockey an absolute blast.
So Hugon with the bench minor plus 16 additional seconds after leaving the box early on the first penalty.
For a penalty that wasn't even his. See, that's one of the luxuries of being a goaltender. Steiner commits the penalty, you don't go in the box. Someone's got to do it for you. Hugon wanted no part of it.
Hugon's getting all this penalty box time, and it didn't start with him.
Yeah, he deserved this one, though. So he's got deserved penalty box time.
And now the faceoff will come to the right of Steiner with 3:16 left in the period, and now they've made it 2:24 as the time.
Still a few seconds off, but they're, you know, give and take. 'Tis the season.
I can buy 2:24. That's pretty close.
I'll see your 2:16 and raise you.
So Morristown Beard now with a chance to really seize control. Gilson in with a shot right on, and Steiner a little bit of a rebound, but controlled it quickly.
Steiner looked confident on that one.
Still plenty of time left on the power play. Good puck movement by the Crimson. It's one of the things that Pingree coach John Magadini was expecting. He said they really moved the puck around the perimeter on the power play. Stick the side off the shot by Brennan. From the center point, Osowski. Gilson in with a wrister, and again, no rebound from Steiner.
Steiner just keeps dropping right down in that butterfly and making fantastic saves. You see the pass right there, waits for it, nice little wrister, drops down, Steiner sees where it is, keeps his legs together, great save.
Another face-off won by the Crimson. Osowski closes in, blocker save made by Steiner.
There's that wrist shot of Osowski's.
Brennan with a slapper, that gets blocked by Beatty, and it clears the zone. Santucci tried to drive toward the net, deflected away from him. Behind the net, DePaulo gets pinned to the boards by Gottlieb. Still 1:22 left on the power play. Brennan working the left point, a right-hand shot. Back to Santucci, knocked away by Gottlieb, who made a nice play.
A couple of key block shots during this power play by the Big Blue.
DePaulo working behind the net. Gilson in, fake the shot, back to DePaulo. Knocked away from him, but right into the stick of Santucci. Gilson in, splits the defense, closing in, goes to Brennan, score on the power play.
What a gorgeous goal right there. Beautifully set up, beautifully executed power play goal.
That is the first power play goal of the season for Morristown Beard. Gilsonen will get his assist here, and Brennan gets the goal.
Well, you see Gilsonen, he sees DePaulo, or rather he sees Gilsonen just waiting, Brennan's waiting for it. Scores the first goal of the season for Brennan, and the first power play goal for the Mo Beard Crimson.
Santucci will get the second assist on the goal, so Brennan his first of the year on the power play from Gilsonen and Santucci at 13:19 of the first period.
Santucci having a great game thus far, 2 assists on the day.
Teams are back at full strength. Morristown Beard has a 3-0 lead. Steiner makes a pad save, hugging the near post. Shots are now 15-9 for the Crimson. It's been a bit of a strange game. Morristown Beard controlled the first 5 minutes, and really Pingree controlled the next 5, could not score. And now the final 5 of the first period, Morristown Beard has taken over control once again.
I hate to sound like a broken record, but if Big Blue wants to turn this thing around, they're going to need Matt Beatty to do it.
Again, he does not have his 2 line mates with him tonight. Pat Lackey stuck in LA after spending the holidays in California, and Nick Branchina attending a family funeral today. Not sure if he will get here in time to play at all tonight.
Yeah, there's a chance he might come in at the 3rd period, and that wouldn't be a moment too soon.
Osowski in front, sticked away from him in the final 40 seconds of the period. Here is Beatty trying to make something happen. Made one pass to himself, couldn't complete the second one. DiPaolo takes a big hit from Beatty right at center ice. Pingree trying to get something on the board here late in the first period, down 3 goals. Hugen keeps it in. Rister, blocker save made up high by Durso. And DiPaolo, realizing the time, just slid that puck to center ice.
And a great idea too, because Pingree was starting to turn it up.
And that'll be the end of the first period at Mennen Arena in Morristown, New Jersey. 2 early goals for Morristown Bayard, and then the Crimson connect on their first power play goal of the season in the last 2 minutes of the period. And after one at Mennen Arena, it's Morristown Bayard 3, Pingree nothing. Stay with us. We'll come back with our first intermission from Mennen Arena. You're watching High School Sports Showcase on MSG Varsity.
Need to avoid this? Head to News12.com's Traffic Center and check out more than 600 traffic cameras live on News12.com. Know before you go.
You're watching MSG Varsity, only on Optimum.
Welcome back to Mennen Arena. Hope you're enjoying the action. I'm Colin Cosell, standing here with Coach Randy Velishek. He is the coach of the Moorbeard Crimson. Coach, tell us about your team this season and what you expect from them. What's your philosophy?
Well, the philosophy is going in, we're a young team. We're not very big. We don't have a lot of depth up front, and it's a group that lost 9 seniors from last year. So going in, it was sort of understood that it was going to be a learning process. And throughout all the practices, the 6 games we've played so far, what I've tried to reiterate is that this is a work in progress. This is a team that's going to go through some growing pains because of the youth, the lack of experience. So that's pretty much the case. We're 3-3 right now as a team, and we've had good games and bad games, and just typical of a young team that's getting used to each other, getting used to the personnel, and we're just about where we anticipated we'd be, which is in the middle of the pack.
Fair enough. Now, you lived out every hockey player's dreams. Anyone who's strapped on skates and played any organized hockey has dreams of playing in the NHL, and you did that for 509 games. You were a defenseman. What would you say translate as a player to your coaching style with these young men?
I'd say the biggest thing I know for me was the coaches that I responded to the most are the ones that, first of all, were on an even keel, and that they had integrity and that promoted accountability. And that's what I've tried to do as a coach here at the high school level. I mean, the kids have a lot of things going on. They have academics going on. They're not getting paid. It's a different animal from that perspective. As a pro, you're focused on one thing. These kids are going through their hormonal stage, and they're girlfriends, and they're playing on club teams, and some of them are drawn in 10 different ways. So I try and put all that into perspective. I'd say as much as anything, with the kids that I have this year, young and old, is send a positive message. This is a learning experience. It's a life experience. Some of them will go on to play at a higher level. Most of them won't. You just want to make sure that we have a list of things that we talk about that when the year begins. Accountability is the most important one. Being on practice on time, being accountable to your peers, to your teammates, how you handle yourself away from the ice and on the ice, and really it's life lessons. That's really what this is all about right now. It's not about winning and losing. It's great to be successful, and there's certainly Moorbeard is anticipated to be a good team and a competitive team. But it all starts with what kind of person you are and what you bring to the table, not only at the ice, at the rink, but away from the rink.
Excellent. Coach, thank you so much, and good luck with the rest of the season. Greatly appreciate it. I know you must be enjoying playing here in New Jersey. You played with the Devils for a little while. So please stay tuned for the rest of the intermission activities. We'll be right back here on MSG Varsity.
High School Journal brings you the high school experience with even more depth in high definition. For all things high school, catch High School Journal only on MSG Varsity, another Optimum exclusive.
Back in Morristown, New Jersey, we are through one period, and the Crimson of Morristown Bayard leading the Pingree School by a score of 3-0. Steve Degler, Colin Cosell back at Menon Arena, and we talked about Pingree's top line being shorthanded. 2 of the 3 not here for the first period, and if you're Morristown Beard, Colin, you want to take advantage of that, and the Crimson did early on.
They most certainly did. Donnie Schauger went in there. He scored a goal. Pingree started to turn it around in the second part of the period during the middle 5 minutes. Matt Beatty, of course, he took the puck. Watching him play is something else, but he's only one man, and he's playing on a depleted line, and it showed. And Mo Beard, they took full advantage.
The Crimson also got a goal in the last 2 minutes of that first period. They lead 3-0 as we take a look at the highlights from the first period. Just 46 seconds in, Schauger in the slot, his second of the year to make it 1-0, and then in short order, Tom DiPaolo got his 4th of the year.
Tom DiPaolo, I mean, that was just a gorgeous play. But this last goal right here, Gilsonen to Brennan. Gorgeous goal, their first power play goal of the season, and it was a beauty to put them up 3-0. That's what this team's all about.
And the shots on goal, 15-10, favoring Morristown Beard. They had the first 6 of the game. They also had an advantage in faceoffs, and as you mentioned, after going 0 for their first 13 of the man advantage, they scored on that blast from Brennan at the 13-19 mark, and Mo Beard leading it 3-0 as we go to the second period. So now for your Pingree, you still have 30 minutes to play, and even though you're a bit depleted, an early goal here for the Big Blue would be huge.
Absolutely. Well, Pingree has proven that they can dictate the pace of this game on the ice. They did it for those middle 5 minutes I told you about. And of course, Neil Steiner, he started to look a little more confident in net. The goal that he let in, that third goal, the first one of the season by Kevin Brennan, first power play goal for Mo Beard Crimson. It was not a sloppy goal. It wasn't a weak goal by any stretch of the imagination, and he's got to keep that in mind as he goes into this period. But of course, you take a look at Alex Durso right there. He has been standing on his head for the Crimson. He hasn't been tested in the same way that Steiner has, but everything that they've thrown at him, everything Big Blue has thrown at him, he's been there, he's played his position perfectly, and I know Coach Velishek must be thrilled.
Randy Velishek out of Providence College, the 53rd overall pick by the old Minnesota North Stars in 1980, played in over 500 NHL games with the North Stars, the Quebec Nordiques, and the New Jersey Devils. And there's a guy who's won a few games as well, John Magadini, in his 16th year for the Pingree School. 19 victories a season ago. He told me last night of the strength. He said, our first line has been great. Unfortunately for him, that first line has been broken up big time today.
He's one of the nicest guys you'll meet, too, and he really wants these young men to perform well. So it'll be interesting to see what he said to them in between periods and how they react.
Off the opening faceoff of the second period, Tom DiPaolo had a pretty good shot for Morristown Beard. Beatty back the other way, misses the net to the glove side of Durso. Pingree in blue, Mo Beard in white. 3-0 Crimson in front here early in the second period. Beatty looks to center. That got deflected away. And it's picked up behind the net by Gilsonen. Gilsonen had the great assist on the Brennan goal late in the first period. And this is icing as Gilsonen had not reached the red line. Faceoff will come back in the Mo Beard end.
This is one of those opportunities you have to take advantage of if you are the Pingree Big Blue. Keep it in the offensive zone, start making plays happen. You may not have Beatty on the ice, but this is a chance for some of these younger players such as Ben Rogers or Vincent Lima to stand up, step up, and do the right thing for their team.
Lima taking the draw for Pingree against Santucci. Soft shot from the top of the slot by Rogers, sticked aside by Durso. Pingree will retreat to its own blue line. Pass through center ice did not connect. It ends up being an icing against Pingree. High School Sports Desk brings you an hour of the latest in high school sports. Join Jared Greenberg and Shauna Ryan live for a full hour of all the sports and stories in the tri-state area. For the most up-to-date coverage of high school sports, tune into High School Sports Desk, weeknights at 6 p.m. and immediately following the game only on MSG Varsity. Morristown Beard with the possession behind the net. Olchese back to the point for Kirk. Kirk goes point to point, and the shot by Tetzlaff was knocked down. Big hit in the corner as knocked to the ice was Eric Rogers. Freshman Charlie Woolmuth banking it ahead as Pingree having a tough time getting out of its own zone right now. Tried to connect with his brother Jack. Jack is sophomore, Charlie just a freshman. And here is Lima. 1-on-3, puts it in on Durso, then follows up. Karam's out in front, taken away by Luke Moser, another freshman. Here is Beatty with speed on the backhand. Durso hugging that post. Beatty gets taken to the boards behind the net. Kept in by Big Blue. Finally cleared by the Crimson. Nice job by Kyle Walker, bumping Moser off the puck, but the outlet pass goes to the length of the ice for icing against Pingree.
Well, this game is starting to get a little physical here as you see Schauger go in there on Gottlieb. It's a good, nice check right there into the corner. You got to keep it physical, especially if you're Mo Beard. You want to start to tire down this Pingree team and let them know that you're not going to back down if they start to turn it back up again.
The Wasowski line out there, but into center ice. Here is Hugan. Hugan's wrist shot gets blocked away by Cuomo. Centering attempt is also blocked aside.
You know, Hugan's just a sophomore, or a Form 2 as they call it, or I'm sorry, Form 4 as they call it over in Pingree School. But he's got some explosive speed. Now that's going to develop. That's the thing that Pingree can take in seasons coming. They've got a young team, but they've got some really good, solid talent out there. It's only going to get better with age.
Gilsonen will swing from behind his net, stick handling through his own zone into center ice. Gilsonen behind Osowski, who was open in the slot. Osowski banging his stick on the ice, waiting for that puck. Now Beatty back the other way, fires it just wide to the long side. Kept it at the point. There's Beatty again at the blue line. This time he could not keep the zone. Gilsonen right on the stick of DePaulo. DePaulo flips it to the other end, and he was on the wrong side of the red line as well, and icing against Mo Beard.
And the pace of the game just changes as soon as Beatty gets the puck. You see it here, just a nice little wrist shot right there. He did have Durso beat, but he just didn't have the accuracy on that specific shot.
A good job by Durso to come out to and cut down the angle as best he could. Andrew Callahan starts the rush the other way for Morristown Beard. His shot gets knocked down by Gottlieb as they battle in the corner. Lima, drop pass behind his own net. No one expecting that.
Not a time to start finessing. Start setting up plays. That's what Lima's got to do. No need for finessing the puck right now. Communication is the key.
Here's Lima again, skating into the neutral zone. Nice pass far side for Walmuth. It's Jack Walmuth, but they couldn't get that puck deep. Back the other way comes Mo Beard. Schauger, who has one of the goals, will dump and chase himself. First one there. Schauger taken to the boards by Gottlieb. Now Lima gets run into by Olchese. That'll be a penalty, delayed call coming up. And Olchese either for charging or boarding here, I would suspect. 4:42 is the time of the penalty on this hit.
Yeah, you look at that hit right there. That's got to be boarding. That is just an uncalled for play right there. He had absolutely no idea that he was coming in on him. Not a smart play by Olchese.
And it will be boarding for Olchese. He gets 2 minutes at 4:42. Face-off will come to the other end as Pingree will look to convert here. 0 for 2 on the power play. And as you would expect, Beatty is out there with the man advantage. He'll take the face-off against Santucci. Gottlieb working at the point. Gottlieb toward the net. Durso made the save. Rebound cleared aside.
That was a great play, a perfectly executed play with the deflection on net. Another one right there.
And that one was deflected wide, kept in by the Big Blue. Now a whistle as there was a battle in front. Will it be 1 or 2 going off here? And it's a cross check that may cost Pingree the remainder of its power play again.
Yeah, Ben Rogers is going off for the cross check for Pingree Big Blue.
That's the second time they've lost a power play very early on with a penalty of their own.
Well, let's take a look at that shot right there on Durso. It was deflected on him. He does what he always does, and then he does it again. And that's the style of goaltending you can expect from Alex Durso.
Here's Hugan trying to track down the loose puck. Centers one that gets deflected off the side of the net. Four-a-side hockey here as each team has a player in the box. Here's Osowski swinging wide, gets tangled up with the referee and Gottlieb. 9.5 minutes to play in the second period. 3-0 Mo Beard in front. All the goals coming in the first period. Good work by Gottlieb.
Osowski's been relatively quiet this game. Donnie Schager, on the other hand, has been all over the place.
Hugan retreats just inside his own zone. Here's Beatty. Stick to stick from Gottlieb. Beatty tries to go top shelf as he tried to go to the roof with that backhand and got it too high. Here's Gottlieb firing. Durso the save up high. DiPaolo starts back the other way. One-on-one against Palazzolo. Palazzolo gets him out wide. DiPaolo swings behind the net. Still four-a-side hockey. Now Beatty with some open ice. Trying to pick up some speed. Goes wide on Brennan. Beatty backhands one in front. One off a body and stayed out of the net.
What a move by Beatty to get in there and get that shot.
Still four-a-side for another 20 seconds. Gilsonen across the red line. Poke checked away from him. The penalty to Olchese is over. 22nd power play for Mo Beard. Mini 2-on-1 here, and it was deflected just enough that Brennan could not pull the trigger.
An absolutely brilliant defensive play right there by Pingree. That was Ben Rogers on the play.
And that'll do it for the penalty. 5-a-side once again with 8 minutes left in the second period. 3-0 Morristown Beard in front. Ben Rogers out of the box, starts the rush the other way. Centers one in front, and Steve Friedman could not get a lot of wood on that one.
My fault. That was Vincent Lima. Rogers was in the penalty box and is back on the ice and made that great play right there.
Taken away at center ice by Friedman. Knocked down at the blue line by Gottlieb. Here's Gottlieb again, logging a lot of ice time. Durso had to make a quick save on Ben Rogers. That puck popped free right under the blade of Rogers' stick. Gilsonen with the head up into center ice to Josh Chappelle. Chappelle tried to make a move around Gottlieb and was not successful.
Great stick handling to get that puck and get it down into the zone right there by Chappelle.
Mo Beard in white up 3-0. We're past the midway point of the second period. Delayed offside here against the Crimson. They have to clear the zone and do. That allows Pingree a chance to charge up ice. Kyle Walker on the left wing. Shoots it wide of Durso. Long rebound caroms all the way through center ice. And retreating is Palazzolo for Big Blue. Palazzolo looking for an outlet. And at center ice he has Lima. Lima to Beatty, back to Lima, scores! Lima with a beautiful wrist shot, and Pingree is on the board, trailing 3-1.
That was an absolutely brilliant play, and that is the way you are going to beat Alex Durso. Pingree just playing that perfectly. Take a look at the play right here. You've got the young Vincent Lima with Beatty. People are anticipating Beatty's going to do something right there. No, it's going to be a wrist shot by Lima. Look at that. He uses the Mo Beard defenseman to his advantage, screens Durso, beats him, and makes it a 3-1 game. That could turn this around for Pingree.
One of the many freshmen in the game, Vincent Lima gets his second of the season. Beatty will get an assist at the 8:37 mark of the second period. Right back, Osowski with a big shot, and Steiner made a huge save to keep it a 2-goal advantage for Morristown Beard. DiPaolo and Gottlieb collide right in front of the Pingree bench. Here's Osowski again with Brennan. Little 2-on-1 never got a chance to develop. Here's an interference call as DePaulo bumped the defenseman trying to check Osowski, and this will be a penalty against Mo Beard. So DePaulo will go to the penalty box. 2 minutes for interference and a huge opportunity now for Big Blue. 9:07 the time of the penalty.
And there's a shot from Osowski. Osowski, something just clicked with him as soon as Pingree scored that goal. Osowski just with his first real offensive outburst of the evening.
Brennan with the big clear for Mo Beard. Pingree a chance to reorganize now. Here's Eric Rogers with some open space. His wrist shot was deflected wide. The Pingree goal, Lima his second from Beatty and Palazzolo. They pick up the assists. And now Pingree are on the power play for another minute and a half, down by 2 here in the second period. Beatty, nice little back pass to Ben Rogers. Rogers in front looking for Jack Woolmuth. Pingree able to keep it in, now trying to get that power play organized, but Gilsonen lifts it to the other end. Still a little more than half the man advantage left for Big Blue. That'll go in on Durso, there's no icing. But Gilsonen again fires, couldn't clear as Beatty kept it in. But eventually Mo Beard comes up with it. 2-on-2 shorthanded. Gilsonen with Osowski, a stick saved by Steiner. Long rebound, comes out to Hugen. Hugen looking for Beatty, couldn't control. And now he'll put the pressure on Brennan.
They had a 4-on-2 developing there.
Slides in front, never got to Durso as Gilsonen came up with it. Now a penalty. High sticking call, who gets it? Two-man advantage for Pingree as it'll be Brennan going to the box for high sticking. 34 seconds left on the first penalty.
Well, there's a high stick right there. It gets him right under the chin. Not only is that uncomfortable, but that's unfortunate for the Crimson. Down 5-on-3.
10:33 the time of the penalty. For 34 seconds, Pingree will have a two-man advantage. Osowski is out there along with Kirk and Santucci to defend this 5-on-3.
And this is a big opportunity for Big Blue because Kevin Brennan is the anchor of Mo Beard's defense, and Tom DePaulo is one of the top scorers for the Crimson. He's just as dangerous as Eddie Osowski, so that's a huge loss, but a huge gain for Pingree Big Blue. Let's see if they take advantage of this.
It appears that Pingree has called a timeout here to try and get some rest for a few of its players like Gottlieb and Beatty, but also set something up here with a two-man advantage for 34 seconds.
Well, there's going to be a lot of ice for this gentleman right here, Matt Beatty. As soon as he gets the puck, I keep saying it, I sound like a broken record. He just explodes down the ice. A few strides and he is gone. He doesn't even have to take a shot on net. It doesn't matter. He'll just be setting up plays. If he lofts it towards the goal and it bounces out on a rebound, he knows or hopes that there's going to be a player nearby. That's just heads-up hockey, and that's why the pace of the game just changes as soon as he touches the ice.
Get all you need to know about high school sports in a Quick 60. Join Mike Quick as he features the top teams in the tri-state area live. That's a Quick 60, Thursdays at 8 p.m. only on MSG Varsity, another Optimum exclusive. Matt Beatty last year in his junior season, 32 goals and 28 assists. John Magadini said he will have his choice of Division III schools, but some D1s are beginning to talk to him as well. Here he is on the off wing, 5-on-3. Mo Beard in the triangle. Tried to go through that triangle, and it was deflected right to Beatty. He teased one up, and Durso made the save and steered the rebound to the corner. 16 seconds left on the two-man advantage.
He's a big kid. He's got a big blast to back it up.
Beatty at the point now. Gottlieb goes cross ice. Lima tried to finesse it back, kept in by Beatty. Here's Gottlieb with 3 on the two-man advantage. Deflected in front, score! Beatty deflects it into the open net, and Pingree is within one and still has 1:28 on the second power play.
What a heads-up play for Matt Beatty to be heading towards the net at the right time. And the best part about it for Pingree is there was 1 second left on the power play. Just a simple shot towards the net. Beatty tips it in. That is a gorgeous play. Heads up on all accounts right there. You see the pass come across from Max Gottlieb. Power play goal with 1 second left, and that gives Pingree the additional 126 of the power play, the second power play.
3:54 left in the period. Pingree with back-to-back goals within one. Gottlieb gets the lone assist, the 11th of the year for Beatty on the power play at 11:06 of the period. And now Big Blue flying a bit here. Palazzolo, 5-on-4 now. Beatty at the right point. Durso saw that one all the way. Hugen bumped off the puck by Kirk. Minute left on the man advantage. Rogers has control. Looking to center one with Palazzolo in front. Still trying to gain control. Gottlieb keeps it at the point. Palazzolo working in the corner. Beatty closing from the right point, and it went through him, and he was set up. Back the other way, short-handed is Santucci. Santucci with a shot. Steiner made the save. 3 minutes left in the period. 30 seconds on the power play. Pingree in blue down by a goal. Gottlieb with a shot. Durso the save. The rebound swept away from Gottlieb.
That was a big rebound off of Durso right there, too.
Gilsonen clears to center ice to Palazzolo. 15 seconds left on the man advantage. Whistle with the faceoff coming back to center ice. So if you're Pingree down 3-0 after a period, you're within one now with 2:38 left. You certainly don't want to make any mistakes here.
Absolutely not, especially when you are currently out shooting the Mo Beard Crimson 23-20. Matt Beatty finally getting a rest. It's his first rest of the entire power play.
It's 13-5 the shots in the second period for Big Blue. The penalty to Brennan is over. The teams are each at full strength here. And here is Brennan with DePaulo. Brennan fires. Steiner makes the save and hangs on again. Big second period for Neil Steiner.
Big solid save right there. Once again drops down, got control of the puck, saw it as soon as it rebounded off of him. Let's take a look at that shot. Goes off his chest protector, got an eye on it, got it right into the glove and said, let's stop this play.
2:17 left in the period. Mo Beard with 3 in the first. Pingree has countered with 2 here in the second. Each team has a power play tally in this one. Kirk able to keep at the left point. Schauger scored the game's first goal behind the net. Drops it for DePaulo, centering pass in front, and that is shot wide. A good setup for Meisenbacher, and he did not hit the net. In front again, DePaulo driving toward the goal, and again it's Steiner sprawling to make the save. All of a sudden the Crimson flying, and Steiner,
I mean, wow.
Unbelievable in net.
This is a team possessed. I mean, watch Steiner go. He just stacks the pads, keeps an eye on the puck the entire time. He's really gotten a good grasp on where the puck is at all times. Drops down, covers it up, makes sure that the play comes to a stop.
We've talked about Pat Lackey not being here, stuck in LA, couldn't get a flight home in time. Nick Branchina, also part of that first line, not here tonight. Josh Creelman, the starting goaltender, out with a concussion. Steiner getting just his 3rd appearance and 2nd start of the year. Gave up 2 early, and other than that, he has been very solid between the pipes.
Absolutely, Steve. I mean, this team is showing a lot of heart right now, and it's all because of the man who's got the puck right now, Matt Beatty.
Beatty 3-on-2 as he came off the bench and picked up that loose puck, but nothing materializes there with 1:35 left in the second. Without overstating the obvious here, late in the second period, the next goal of this game is going to be huge. If Pingree gets it, all the momentum. If Mo Beard can come up with it, they're going to regain some balance here. Slap shot attempt there by Hugen was thwarted. A big wind up on that one. DePaulo banks it in. Kirk chases. Sized up by Gottlieb and taken to the glass behind Steiner. There's a hit by DePaulo.
Starting to get physical here in this last minute.
DePaulo centers one. Couldn't get it through. Gottlieb gets it out to Beatty. Beatty 2-on-2 with Lima. Nice play by Mo Beard, but the Crimson will be called for icing with 43.2 to play in the second period.
I can't tell if I would or would not want to be a fly on the wall for Velishek during the second and third period, the intermission there. A defensive-minded defenseman, of course, played in the NHL. I'm sure he's got to be a little tuckered out by his team right now. Not playing proper defense. Of course, there was a couple of penalties that were called on them as well.
There's Beatty off the faceoff, and that shot is blocked down by Olchese. Olchese getting up very slowly after taking that shot. Beatty keeps it in at the blue line, but only momentarily. Right pad save made by Steiner on Danny Tetzlaff.
That was a nice mellifluous leg save there by Steiner. He's looking confident.
Final seconds of period number 2 here at Menon Arena. Been a good middle stanza for the Big Blue of Pingree. Back within a goal. And they'll go to the third, trailing by just 1. Mo Beard had the big first period, but could not add. And in the second 15 minutes, Pingree gets a couple, including one on the power play. And with 15 minutes to play here at Menon Arena, it is Morristown Beard leading the Pingree School by a score of 3-2. Stay tuned. We'll have more from Menon Arena after this. You're watching High School Sports Showcase on MSG Varsity.
If you're committed, if you're passionate, if you've got what it takes, this is your chance to get in line with the Rockettes Summer Intensive Program. It's a rare opportunity to learn the precision dance technique of the Rockettes from the Rockettes. New York auditions will be held January 29th and 30th. Go to Rockettes.com for details. The Rockettes Summer Intensive Program, where every step brings you closer to your dream.
Welcome back to Morristown, New Jersey. Quite a game here through 2 periods as Pingree gets a couple of second period goals, still trailing Morristown Beard 3-2 here in the second intermission. Steve Degler along with Colin Cosell at Menon Arena in 2 different periods. It was all Mo Beard in the first period. Pingree really came alive and played extremely well in the second period.
The second period was all Matt Beatty. There were 2 goals scored, and he had something to do with both of them. I mean, he's just been a pleasure to watch. Every time he gets the puck, I keep saying this, I'm a broken record. I've been a broken record about being a broken record. This kid dictates the pace of the game. He's just a joy to watch.
And we take a look at Beatty a little bit closer, and he really has set the tone throughout this contest. Missed a couple of chances early on, but he keeps going.
Absolutely. No matter what, he's either lofting the puck towards the net or trying to make the play on his own. But he knows that one way or another he's going to set the play. You see that loft towards Durso right there, and then this absolutely gorgeous through the legs pass to Lima. Lima with the wrist shot, and then this goal, the second one, was just stellar. He just knows to head right towards the net, and boom, he puts the ring ding back in the wrapper.
So 3-2 with Pingree getting both goals in the second period. The shots are now 25-23 favor Pingree, which had a 15-8 advantage in that second period. Each team does have a power play goal. Mo Beard got one in the first period, and then on a 2-man advantage, the Beatty goal with the power play tally for Pingree in the second period. So the Crimson will return to the ice up by 1 as we go to the third period. All things high school now in high definition. Tara Petrolino brings you a new season of High School Journal. MSG Varsity's weekly news magazine showcases drama, music, dance, and art in the tri-state area. Catch High School Journal Tuesdays at 7 p.m. only on MSG Varsity. We'll look at the Big Blue of Pingree as they come back to the ice for the final 15 minutes. And as I mentioned, Colin, late in that period, I'm not trying to be Captain Obvious, but the next goal, really huge, because you figure if Pingree gets it, they are really flying now with